Good afternoon, Novex family. It's been a while I've communicated to you via video. This topic is a topic I've long wanted to talk about, just that I've not had time to talk about it, so it has been pending. So today, as soon as I got a little bit of time, I decided to do it very quickly. So let me first start by welcoming all our new members. Trust me, I am so super excited to have each and every one of you to become a part of this business family. I am sure that when you participate in the various things we are going to be discussing on this platform, and you decide to make good use of them and practice them, as in take action, you are going to realize that this is not just any regular group that you've joined. It is a group that's going to bring you a lot of profit. So let's quickly move on to why or what I'll be discussing with you today. Like I said, it's something that I am really interested in discussing. I see a lot of people make a lot of mistakes with it, and it saddens me. And it's simple. It's about your Facebook account. Trust me, your Facebook account is cash. Your Facebook account is money. But a lot of people do not know that their Facebook account is money. And so they make a lot of mistakes with it, and then it goes back against them. Recently, I sat on an interview panel, and right after the interview, we decided to go onto all the people we interviewed, their social media profiles. And the very first one we went to look at was the Facebook accounts of all the people we interviewed. And then we also took a look at their profiles and all that. And then based on that, we made a decision, because we realized that people come for interviews and then they tell you all the nice things about themselves, but their social media profiles are going to tell you the real people these people are. And it's not just my panel that decided to do that. A lot of businesses are now doing the same thing. So your social media profile tells it's not like your CV. Okay, it's your second CV. It's in the same way. When people are doing business, some people, before they buy from you, they check your profile, your Facebook profile and other social media handle profiles. But since we are talking about Facebook, I'm going to limit my discussion to just Facebook. Some people, before they decide to buy from you, they check your Facebook profile, and then they make sure that they go through your timelines to see all the things that you put on your timeline. And based on that, they make a decision whether they can trust you to buy from you or not to trust to buy from you. There are also some particular group of people that when you send them a friend request, they go through your profile, they go through your timeline on Facebook before they decide to accept your friend request or not. So if you are looking forward to make friends with some influential people, or some people that are professionals, or some people that are well educated and hold some prestigious positions, and then you send them friend requests and they are not responding, it's mostly because they go through your timeline and they think that they can't connect with you. So I'm going to discuss how you can turn your Facebook profile into a very professional one, and the opportunities that these things are going to bring you by just doing these simple little things. Okay? A lot of people judge the book by its cover. People say that don't judge by the book by its cover. Appearance is deceptive. But you and I also know that as humans, first impression counts a lot. People judge based on what they see. And social media, Facebook, averagely 2.5 billion people use Facebook daily. 2.5 people use Facebook daily. 2.5 billion people. So that tells you that it's a huge community, and how you portray or how you present yourself, the appearance you give to people, how you let people see you on this platform is very, very important, and it can harm you or it can really improve you. I've gotten a lot of customers from Facebook just because they went through my timeline and then they went through my profile. So with the introduction I've given to you, you realize that you can turn your Facebook profile or your Facebook account into cash just by doing the right things. And this discussion is going to be in series. So this is the part 1. At another time, I'm going to bring you the part 2 and maybe even part 3. And I'm sure that you are going to be enjoying it. All right. So mistake 101. Mistake number 1 that a lot of people make with their Facebook account that prevents them from portraying that professional outlook to people, and then it makes them lose that job they've always yearned for. It makes them lose that business they've always yearned for. The very first one I would want to talk about is your profile picture. Your profile picture. The picture on your profile, the picture that I see, is the very first means of identification. Whenever you send me a friend request or whenever I go onto Facebook to search for your name, the very first thing I see is your profile picture. Now let me ask you, the picture you have there, does it sell you enough? What kind of perception does it give to the people that view it? What do people think about you when they see that picture? Does it portray you as a professional, or does it portray you as a regular person? Or does it portray you as a scam person? Or does it portray you as someone who is not serious in life? What does your profile picture say about you? I would want you to go and view it yourself and judge for your own self. But mind you, that is the very first thing people use in identifying you. For some people, when you even send them a friend request, the very first, after looking at your profile, just your profile picture, they decide to accept your request or not to accept your request. For some people, when you are selling, just by looking at your profile picture, they decide to buy or not to buy. So, what should you consider when you are choosing a Facebook profile picture? The very first thing you should consider is to ask yourself, what or how do I want people to identify me? What kind of image would I want people to identify me with? So if you want people to identify you as a professional, maybe me, for example, I do professional stuff. I work with businesses, I help businesses grow, I teach business stuff, I do help entrepreneurs. I'm a professional person. So the question is my Facebook profile telling people that I'm a professional person? That is the very first question you should ask yourself. So go and look at your profile picture and ask yourself that, what do I want? Which type of image do I want people to give me when they see my profile picture? And if you think that the image you have on that display picture is not giving you that image that you want people to have of you, then it's time you go and do your homework. All right? A lot of people also use pictures of other people as their profile picture. Pictures of their wives, pictures of their husbands, pictures of their daughter, their children. It's fine. But the question is, will it sell people or will it sell the brand that you want to have? It's time that we do everything consciously. It's time that we take everything seriously. You don't just do things for fun. Okay, when you are doing something on social media, you have to be conscious about it. You have to know why you are doing it. It should be precise. It should be a calculated step. And that is if you want to turn your social media handles into a cash machine. And trust me, wherever there are people, there is cash. But people would only give you their cash when they trust you and they like you. And so the type of things you attract on social media is simply based on the type of things you portray on social media. If you attract business, huge businesses and huge cash on social media, it simply means that you are giving that kind of outlook that helps you to attract that. If all you attract on social media is men jumping around you, proposing to you here and there, calling you for sex here and there, then it simply means that what you are portraying on social media is what is calling for those people to also relate to you in that manner. So if you are running a business on social media and it's not selling, there are a lot of factors to it. It's not just about the paid advertisements. It's not just about the posting your products everywhere, anywhere, every day. No, there is more to it. Some people are conscious. They go the extra mile because, trust me, there are fraud people online and people know about it. And so they want to be sure of the people that they buy from. And most people judge by appearance. And like I said, the very first thing they see is your profile picture. So make sure that you have a good profile picture that represents what you stand for. All right? However you want people to see you, choose a picture that depicts that. I think I have spoken about that for a long time now, and then it's time we move to the next point. If you don't understand anything about the profile picture, just leave your question in the comment section, and then I'll be glad to clarify that more. All right, so the next thing you should look at after your profile picture is your profile name. Your profile name. A lot of people tend to use nicknames on social media. All right, if you are just on social media for fun, there's nothing wrong with that. You can go ahead and leave your nickname there. But if you're on social media for business, as in real business, and you want people to see you in a particular manner, then you need to look at the type of name you choose for yourself on social media. It's good you use your own name because, for example, if you go for an interview and we are running a background check, what we are going to search for is your name and not any other thing. So if we search and we don't see it, it simply means that we don't see who we are looking for. Other people also use their brand names. So me, for example, my brand name is what I use on social media, Ekua Sefako. All right, they are my real names. I'm an Eve, and my mom named me Sefako. And I was born on Wednesday, and so I'm Ekua. So I have Ekua Sefako as my brand name. But the name on my birth cert is Sabina Agusa. Okay, I realized that name wouldn't sell me well than me putting my local name and my day birth name. So that's why I use that name on social media. So again, just as you ask yourself, what image am I portraying on social media with my profile picture? You should also ask yourself, what image are you portraying with the type of name you are choosing to represent you? So we've spoken about profile name. We've also spoken about profile picture. The next thing I would want to talk about is timeline. Your timeline. Timeline simply means that those items that when you are my friend, I see you post every day. I see. Or if I search your name, the content I see that you have posted or the content that I see in your space, those are your timeline contents. Okay? It's something that a lot of people overlook. But it tells people a lot about the type of person you are. And it's something that everybody should take very, very seriously. There are times that you go to someone's timeline and you start wondering, is this person the same person using this account? It's like every content on the person's timeline belongs to someone else. You see other people's pictures, and it's so funny that sometimes a particular person dominates the timeline. So you begin to wonder if the account is for the other person or is for this person. It's simply because you allow just anybody to tag you anyhow, and then you also accept to put those tags on your timeline. Or you like to always forward other people's messages or share other people's messages on your timeline. But the question is, what do you create yourself? So you sell something, but I come onto your timeline and I don't see anything about what you sell. I don't see you say anything about what you do. But all I see on your timeline is contents of other people and pictures of other people. Well, it's very wrong, because right there I think that you are fraud, and right there I don't believe it anymore. And so you lose your customers. So I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on what you should put on your timeline, okay? So the very first thing is you should guard your timeline. Your timeline is your personal property. That is what Facebook gave you. As soon as you created your account on Facebook, Facebook gave you a timeline, and that is your land, that is your territory, that is your personal property that Facebook has given to you. And so you should guard it. Don't allow anybody come and fake it to make it theirs. Guard it with your heart. And how do you guide your timeline? Only allow anything that is in line with, one, your beliefs, your principles, and your values. Only allow things that are in line with your beliefs, your principles, and your values on your timeline. So if you're a pastor, for example, you preach the word of God, and then I come onto your timeline, and all I see is pictures of naked women being shared by someone else on your timeline, it means you're not guarding your territory well. Even though you were not the one who shared those contents, it tells me that you like them as well. And so it puts me off. It gives me a wrong perception about the image you have. Okay? You are always preaching decent dressing. And then I come onto your timeline and I see pictures of women that are dressed anyhow. It means you're not guarding your timeline, and it takes people away from your core values. So only allow content that are in line with your beliefs, your principles, and your values on your timeline. Aside, anything apart from that shouldn't be allowed on your timeline. The next thing is your timeline should not be filled with only other people's content. You shouldn't fill your timeline with only other people's content. You should fill your timeline with something that is yours. So don't only be sharing people's content. Create your own content as well. Let people know that this is your value. If it is something you sell, create content for what you sell as well. On your timeline, content seen on your timeline, we should have about 90% of the content seen on your timeline to be yours, and only 10% should be from other people. And those 10% that you see from other people should be content that are in line with your principles, your values, and things that you like. All right? So we've seen 2 things that you should do on your timeline. Now, the third one is you should not make of only shared posts, but it should be things that also represent your own creation too. What you create tells people how professional you are. So you should be able to write good things, good content that sells your brand. And that is what will tell people about your profession. It's what I had this guy who was always sharing things about law. And then I took interest and I decided to check. And lo and behold, he just graduated from law school. And I was like, no wonder. So immediately I contacted him and we became friends. And after contacting him, all I know in my heart is anytime I have legal issues, this is the guy I should talk to. So that is what the content he puts on his timeline has done for him. It has gotten him a client. There's this other one who is always talking about investments and finances. He's always writing content about that. And even those ones that he shares on his timeline are all about that. He's my friend. I think Bubune is his name. Yeah. That alone told me that this guy is a mastermind when it comes to investments. And so I've made up my mind that should I need any investment idea, he's the one I'll talk to. So if you run a business, share contents that are related to your business on your timeline, and that alone can get you clients. Trust me, I'm not talking about come and buy for sale. No, those are not the contents I'm talking about, but I'm talking about contents that are educative, that represent what you do. Okay. Now, the next one, which is the fourth one, is when you are creating content on your timeline, there should be healthy and valuable content. Content that as soon as somebody reads it, the person feels like, wow, this is value that has been added to my life. Content that as soon as somebody reads, the person is like, wow, this is healthy content. I would always want to see what this person posts. Okay? So as soon as you get people who become aware of what you post, you realize that people will start contacting you for business. It's the best way. And you see, I always give these herbal people, these people who sell herbal medicines as an example. You realize that they park a car and then they are all they are doing is teaching people about some ailments and how they come about and how you can prevent them and all that. And then people go to buy their medicine. They never advertise the medicine, but they are educating you on the ailments and how it's the causes and preventions and all that. It just sends a signal to your brain that, wow, this doctor knows what he's about. So I'm sure that if I go to him, he can help me with my illness. And then when you go and he tells you that this medicine can help you, and you trust that it will because you heard the person talking and you are ready to buy. Okay, so content creation is a very good way of making sales. So if you're a business person, it's very important that you create good, healthy, and valuable contents on your timeline. The next one is do not make it all business. So it's social media. It's a place to have fun. Once in a while, share comic things that will put your audience at ease, relax them, and make them laugh, so that they would always have the feel. So I would say that you should have a balance strike. You should strike a balance with your timeline. You should create valuable content, and you should as well also entertain. Now, when you are entertaining, make sure that you don't forget your purpose, and then you just over-entertain, as in you go overboard against your own principles and your values. Don't do anything that would come to tarnish the brand you are building for yourself on social media. Alright, so these few tips, today we've discussed your profile picture, we've discussed your profile name, and then we've discussed your timeline. The next time we share this video, or the next time we have a live video on Facebook to Cash, we'll be discussing how you should use your bio, your display pictures, and links with your profile. Okay, so until I come your way again, it's me, Eku Asefako, with the Business Dialogues. I hope that you found value, and you can leave your questions in the comments section, and I'll make sure that I answer all of them. Do enjoy our family, and I say welcome again to all new members. Don't forget to invite other people to join us, and I'll see you pretty soon with a part 2 of our discussion. Thank you, and do have a nice day. Bye.